Hey, what's going on, everybody? CW Entertainment back with another MLB The Show 23. We are going to be doing a quick update here in the Angels franchise, and just want to go over kind of our final season stats before, we hop into the postseason in the next video. Won't be having that here today, but like I said, going to go over the final stats, how the team ended up performing. We'll also go over, who won the awards of the year, like MVP, Cy Young, or whatnot. See if any of our guys came close, or see if anybody stayed, took home any hardware. So we'll take a look at that, but without further ado, let's hop into this. And
I'm devoted and hated. I recoded the matrix. I just loaded the bases, and I'ma make it hit.
Need to get to the right screen here. Unfortunately, when the postseason starts, it pretty much wipes everything out, so we got to kind of go through the player card stuff and get to it that way. But we'll start off with Shohei Ohtani. He went 15-5 this year. Had 12 no decisions, over 200 innings pitched. Back-to-back years he has done that. And he had a very, very good year yet again. Only gave up 54 runs on the year. That's his third lowest of his career since starting, since starting full time. So 81, gave up quite a bit last year, but home run numbers down by 1. Walks did go up a little bit. Strikeouts took a slight dip, but he got the ERA lower. Got it to a 2.36. Got that whip down as well from a year ago. And he was doing his thing. His WAR was only a 4.8. That's all right. Hey, once again, he was still out there dealing. We went 15-5. We're not going to complain about that at all. Now, Shohei, we'll also go ahead and take a look and see what his batting numbers were doing this year. So he batted .282, 32 home runs, 101 RBIs, so over 100 RBIs again. Kind of didn't have the home run power this year, but hey, it looks like, maybe it's like every other year he'll pop off for 40. So not too bad. Didn't get as many triples this year, unfortunately, but, nothing to complain about. Strikeout numbers went up a little bit there. Still drawing around the 70 walks. He's kind of stayed around his average and a little bit above it in certain areas. Once again, batting .282, on base of almost 37%, slugging at a 51% clip. I mean, just another very solid year out of Ohtani. And you can't complain, man. You can't complain about our ace, 4.7 WAR. Yeah, Ohtani, he's doing his damn thing, man. Isolated power, 233. I ain't got no complaints with Ohtani, man. He's doing his thing. And honestly, how could I complain about Ohtani? I mean, he's easily our, if not second best. If he's not our best player, he's easily our second best player. I mean, he just continues to do the damn thing, and we love to see it. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and move on to our next guy, and that is Aaron Nola, who we brought over on a one-year deal to see if he can possibly give us that extra oomph that we need to hopefully win the World Series this year, and we will see if he's got it in him. He went 13-6 this year. He did miss about, I guess, a month or two. He had to go on the IL. I do not recall what injury he had. Did he have like a hamstring issue? Don't really remember exactly, but anyway, 24 starts on the year, 13-6, had 143 innings pitched, which is one of his lowest. Actually, is his lowest since the COVID year, which was a shortened season, but his lowest in a full season since 2016. So he's normally he's normally a healthy guy, but he's getting up there in age. He's at that 30 mark now, so it's potential that he's going to end up having some issues. But ERA, it started off in the 4s early on in the season, and it may even been at the 5 point at one point. I don't recall, but I mean, he got it down though. He got it down to a much manageable 3.77. Still a little bit above average for what he has for his career, but his whip, not a good whip. I believe this is probably the worst whip he has had in his career, and yes, it is. So 1.41, not exactly what we were looking for, but it is what it is. It's not the worst in the world either, but kind of around that average mark. But I mean, you can see where his career whip is. I mean, it's at a 1.15. I mean, he's definitely a better pitcher than that, but I think a lot of that is because of what happened early on in the season. But still, that was a good one out here, though. 2.5 WAR, strikeouts 8.10, which was up from a year ago. Walks were up higher, though, so I think that's kind of where that whip comes to play. His walks were just a little bit higher than maybe what they had been in the past a little bit. The last couple years, the walks are up a little bit, so. But not like 2019. Dang, he had 80 walks in the season. Sheesh. It was definitely not one of his better years, but that was also the last time his whip was above like a 1.1, so it's more understandable. Next up, we have Tyler Anderson. He's in a 3-year contract with us. Next season will be his last. We'll be interested to see if he continues to. I don't know if he'll make it. We'll keep him around next year or not. Like I said, we got some young guys we really want to see out here, but he's doing his thing though. When he does come out there and pitch, we got a really, really strong starting staff, man. Tyler Anderson's stats are going down though across the board, and it's not looking pretty for the 34-year-old vet, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see when it comes to that point. But over 200 innings yet again for Tyler Anderson. 131 strikeouts, matched exactly what he had a year ago. Got the walks down, but the home runs went up a little bit. ERA also up 2.42 from 1.98. I mean, but this is a great 3-year stretch that Tyler Anderson has put on since he has joined the city of LA. I mean, this is this is very, very good baseball that he is out here doing. So no complaints. Got a whip of a 1.01. I mean, he's dealing. Like, I don't know if we'll. I just don't know if he does. If we do keep him, I mean, it's no issue. Like, he's got a sizable contract a little bit. It's $13 million that we could get back. We could probably actually get something for him if we want to deal him. But we'll have to see. Maybe what our budgetary concerns look like at that time. But yeah, another good year for Tyler Anderson, and he's still out here doing his thing. Next up, we got Patrick Sandoval. He was 12-9 on the year. So once again, having a solid season yet again, but his numbers kind of took a notch up, though. It looks like, runs went up, hits went up, ERA went up. Gave up a lot of home runs, though, man. 30 home runs given up in a year. And honestly, I'm surprised his home run per 9 didn't go up. Or down, I should say. That's a lot of home runs to give up in 32 starts. He basically averaged a home run a game. I'm sure there were some games where he probably gave up multiple, but yeah. That's Patrick, you're gonna have to work on that if you want to continue to be in this lineup like that, man. Because good grief. 65 walks though went up. Strikeouts took a slight tick down. ERA went up, but I'm sure a lot of that had to do with the 30 home runs he gave up. Got a 1.25 WHIP. I mean, it's right exactly what he had last year, but for the most part, wasn't that bad of a year for Patrick Sandoval again. His numbers did kind of take a little slight drop, but he's still out here doing his damn thing out here, and honestly, once again, I really don't have many complaints about this starting pitching staff, man. I mean, we are very, very deep. My boy Reed Detmers, I know I love to be able to talk about him when we get the opportunity to, and Detmers had a very good year, but I think he kind of struggled in his last couple of starts to finish the year. That ERA was around a 2.4, 2.5 range last time I looked. And somehow it ballooned up almost like a full point. I don't know what in the world happened, but it didn't go well for Detmers in his last 2-3 starts or whatever happened. And it was fairly recent. I checked this. I believe I checked it I imagine I checked it before September, so somewhere in August. But I'm kind of shocked that it shot up that much. So it may have been more than 2-3 starts. He probably had about 4 or 5 in there, and it just did not go well. But home run numbers are up, although he did pitch a little bit more. Pitched about 14 more innings than what he did last year. That shouldn't equate to 11 more home runs given up. But he did get the walk numbers down, which is also a positive sign to see. 73 earned runs given up, but like I said, it looks like the last, few games, man, they really got to him. But 2.8 WAR. I'm not, disappointed at all in Reed Detmers' performance. He's at 83 overall right now. He's continuing to grow. And hopefully, his stats just keep getting better and better. Like I said, man, this guy has future ace-like potential, and I think he can easily be up there, with Shohei Ohtani with us, fighting for maybe that 1 or 2 spot, in the rotation. Next up, we'll take a look at Kai Bush, who got into the lineup here this year a little bit. He came out of the pen for us for the majority of the part, but he did get a start. That start was very rocky. It was just really one bad inning, and then Kai kind of settled in there, and he started doing well. But he did get into 70 innings pitched. He had gave up 77 hits, 51 runs, 46 earned. Did give up 11 home runs, which is about 1 every 3 games. Not what we want to see. Had 39 walks, which is definitely not what we want to see. They had 53 strikeouts, but got the ERA down though, man. He got it under 6. It's still very high. That's still not a good ERA. He's 24 though. He's got time. I'm not too concerned about it. What we saw, how high was it at one point? Was it at 8 or 9? I feel like it was ridiculously high at one point. But he battled, he worked hard, he got it down to under 6. Now let's build off of the goodness that he did have at the end of the season. Let's bring it into next year. Hopefully, he continues to grow and develop even more and more. They have a whip of a 1.66. So once again, got to get these numbers down some though, man. But I think he can do it. Had a negative WAR, but he didn't play a whole season either, so I'm not too concerned. And it was a rookie year, so once again, I ain't overly concerned about Kai Bush. I think he'll be just fine, here in the long run. But right now, I'm excited about him. He looks solid. Next, we got our closer, AJ Puk. Now, this might be a little bit more of a concern just because his ERA was pretty high. It was over 4. Looks like he got it down under 4 now. But in 65 games, he did get 48 saves on the year. Went 2-5, 4 blown saves, 3 holds. So I guess they I don't know. There could be some extra inning games too in there. I don't know exactly when they use them. Gave up 10 home runs, 15 walks, 55 strikeouts on the season. So his second career high in strikeouts, besides 2022 there. But ERA 3.88, man. I got to get that down. His whip was almost his best whip of his career, though. He's at a 1.16, 1.15 his best. But yeah, I'd definitely like to see, maybe do a little bit better. I don't want to see him costing his games, but I mean, if closer just not for him, then he might have to move into that back to the relief pitcher role, which kind of brought him over to be that closer, hoping he could, maybe develop into that role. But right now, it does not look like that might be the case. All right, let's move on to these batters. First up, Logan O'Hoppe. His overall is going up. He's going up in numbers almost across the board. But his vision is going down, which is no surprise. He batted extremely terrible this year. He was below the Mendoza line the entire year. Contact is also going down. His power is going up. Finished with a 1.79 average, 0.249 on base percentage, a slugging percentage of 0.263, an OPS of 512. I mean, these are just bad. Like, these are piss poor stats pretty much across the board. I honestly, like, I just cannot believe how big of a drop-off O'Hoppe took this year. Had 5 home runs and 26 RBIs. And played a lot less games and pretty much had the exact same numbers. Like, I don't get it, man. I just do not get it. 93 strikeouts as well. It was just a miserable year for O'Hoppe, and I'm hoping he finds a way to bounce back. If not, man, we are definitely going to be in the market considering for another catcher, because we just can't have this, continue to happen, man. I'm hoping it was just a fluke year, but no, we'll see. Max Stassi, who backed him up this year, I mean, man, good grief, it's potentially went down. I mean, Stassi's older though; he's 33 years old. 4 home runs, 23 RBIs, only played in 75 games. Batted 223, 290. I mean, were these numbers good? No. Were they as bad as O'Hoppe? Hell no. I mean, like, good grief, like. I mean, like I said, I'm still just in awe, like, how bad O'Hoppe was this past season. I mean, once again, Stassi's numbers aren't anything to write home about, but they were better than what the hell Stassi gave us. And our first baseman, Brandon Drury, had a very solid year. Gave us 31 home runs, 87 RBIs. It's a career high of home runs for him. Almost a career high in RBIs, with just 1 away. He was very close. 22 doubles on the year, so it's third most doubles in his career. So, actually, no, never mind. Sheesh. Okay, didn't realize all these stats down here. Okay, so. But yeah, still a very solid season out of Drury. Batted 251 on the year. On base, 29, about 30% of the time. Now, that number's a little bit lower than what we might. It's got a, I don't know, that might be around a little average-ish, below average maybe. I'm not exactly sure. We can't see what the average is for these guys, or for the entire league on here, but slugging percentage, 0.472, it's a little, that's not too bad, man. That was a very good one. OPS 768, probably above average right there. But yeah, very solid year, for Brandon Drury. A WAR of a 0.9. I forgot to take a look at some of this stuff down here for the other two guys, but ISO of 0.2212. So isolated power was looking very good for Brandon Drury this past season. Average 17 at best, average a home run. So once again, not too bad, man. We'll take it. Brandon Drury, nice having to see, pretty much almost a career year across the board, but very good stuff, man. Very good stuff. We'll take it. And the guy we pretty much, I don't know if you want to say broke the bank for, but we definitely did, dip into maybe some reserves a little bit to bring over Rafael Devers. And he gave us a very good year. Bounced back from a year ago, pretty much. I mean, he played in more games this season, but if we go back to the last time he played an equivalent amount of games, he had more home runs. RBIs took a slight drop down, but he walked more, struck out less. Average a little bit lower, but not too bad. On-base percentage was pretty much on par. Slugging was slightly lower, but still a very, very solid year. I mean, everything for the most part seems to be pretty much on par with his career, and it's a very good year for Devers, man. I'm not going to complain with it at all. 29 home runs. Is it his most in his career? No. I mean, sure, it's third most in his career. Sure, we'd love to have him in that 30 home run club, but not too bad. 84 RBIs. I mean, very good year for Rafael Devers, man. We'll take it. 2.1 WAR. He's doing his thing out there. Isolated power with 0.227. I mean, once again, very good stuff right here. Average a home run every 18 at bats. Walked almost every. I mean, yeah, he had a career high walk percentage. I mean, not bad, man. Good stuff, Devers. Definitely think we made the right call bringing you over. All right, we got shortstops to take a look at. Levon Soto, his overall is going up. You guys can see stuff going up across the board. He's starting to gain some power too. So like to see that from Soto. He's definitely showing off, you know, some more improved skills throughout the season. And he had 351 at-bats, only 4 home runs and 22 RBIs. Only played in 88 games. They kept throwing in David Fletcher quite a bit. His stats, though, did drop average-wise and on-base percentage-wise from a year ago. Batted 248, 301 on-base percentage, 342 slugging. But, yeah, I mean, these numbers dropped across the board, but stuff is going up. So, you know, we like seeing that. Despite, you know, I mean, I played in 38 less games, so I guess that, you know, that's understandable why his stats, you know, eagle them out. Maybe they do. Maybe they come back, you know, more down to this. I don't know yet, but you know what? For, you know, a guy that's in his like high 60 overalls, he's 23 years old. Soto gave us a pretty solid year. I don't know how his WAR is that negative, but it is a negative WAR. But I don't know how long Soto will be, you know, in that spot. But right now, I'm not complaining about him. I mean, I like Soto a lot. He comes through every now and then for us, you know, in some good spots. But not too bad, not too bad. But let's take a look at Zach Neto, and boy, he's got a huge contact versus left boost. Plus 11. His power is going up. He's got stuff going up across the board except his like speed and stealing, which don't like seeing his speed getting knocked down. Hopefully, you know, that can work his way out. But had almost 500 plate appearances, played in 143 games, gave us 8 home runs and six triples on the year. 42 RBIs, 44 walks. He was doing a good job walking, man. Love to see it. 231 average, though. Got on base at a 295 clip, so, I mean, it's okay. It's kind of below average-ish. Slugging at a 342. Once again, nothing crazy. He doesn't have the biggest pop in the world. 6.37 OPS. Once again, numbers are a little bit low, but it's not the end of the world. WAR over 1.3, not too bad. Walked 8% of the time, struck out 22% of the time. So, we got a full understanding of Neto, you know, in his first year. Not bad. I mean, I'm not complaining. Definitely has room for improvement. Definitely can grow from here. It probably, you know, he might even move up. I don't know if we'll keep him in that 9 hole or not. He might move up, you know, to 8, 7 spot. I don't know. We'll see how, you know, things end up working. But I like seeing this, though. Everything going up across the board pretty much. Love seeing that versus contact versus lefties, too. That just tells me he was tearing up them left-handed batters, and he was doing a good job at it. Take a look at our left fielder in Taylor Ward. He batted pretty much, yeah, I mean, he had a career year. Taylor Ward absolutely did his damn thing out there to this season. I mean, he absolutely was just torching. I was seeing if it was a contract year. I couldn't remember if it was him or Drury, but yeah, Drury's the one in the contract year. But 35 doubles, most in his career. Ended up with 4 triples, once again, most in his career. Double any of his like previous years. 25 home runs, most in his career. 88 RBIs, the most. Once again, career year pretty much across the board. At 118 strikeouts, his walks were a little bit down than the last couple of years, but that's perfectly fine. I mean, batted 302, 362 on base percentage. Like, where did this come out of for Taylor Ward? Dude was doing his damn thing out here, slugging at a 5.33. OPS, .895. I mean, these are numbers of, like, top-of-the-line players. And maybe it just took him a few years, you know, to kind of start figuring things out. I mean, he hadn't been bad. I mean, these numbers are still pretty decent. I mean, you know, you coming around 23, 22 home runs, your team's not going to complain about you too much. Especially for a guy that, you know, might not be, you know, he's not the guy of the team either. So, good stuff, man. Career high in WAR, had a 4.0. Good job, Taylor Ward, man. Love to see it. All right. Let's take a look at Mike Trout. You know, he was having another very, very good year. Don't know, he was kind of close to having a career year, but I think he kind of tapered off a little bit, you know, coming back from injury. At 32 years old, Trout had a very good season, though. 45 home runs, had 8 triples on the year, 123 RBIs. That is the most RBIs he has had in a season in his career. That ties the second most home runs he had since 2019 with 45. For the most part, it almost damn near was a career year for Trout. Batted pretty much 300. On base percentage of a 379. Slugging percentage, 656. I mean, and he batted over 1,000. OPS was over 1,000. I mean, like, Trout just doing his damn thing out there yet again. Trout doing Trout-like things. He had his highest WAR since 2019, which was a 9.7, but still, that 2018 season, I mean, look at that WAR, 11.2. I mean, my goodness, dude. Dude, Trout is something else, that is for sure. Oh, and his ISO. .357 ISO. I mean, like, what are these numbers? The fact that we got that in a sim, I'm not complaining. Definitely a bounce back year over what we got from him last year. I mean, last year it was just kind of surprising. I was like, man, why his numbers just like not looking like Trout? I mean, I get it, you know, you can have some down years. He had 36 home runs last year, but like it was just kind of like, huh, where are Trout's big numbers at? And we'll finish it out with Ian Happ. Happ got stuff going up across the board. It's that power versus lefties. Don't like seeing that going down, but not too bad, man. Happ had a very good year for us, man. Gave us 24 home runs, 5 triples on the year, 32 doubles, 80 RBIs, 65 walks. I mean, he pretty much had a very similar year to his year last year. Some slight numbers take a slight dip, but, you know, nothing crazy. The only thing that was concerning his strikeouts went back up again. Over 139 strikeouts. Snagged 10 stolen bases, batted .289, so average went up. OPS, on base percentage took a slight tick down. Slugging percentage went down a little bit as well. OPS took a drop too, but once again, still a very solid year for Ian Happ, man. He gave us a good one. Had a WAR for 4.5. His WAR went up from a year ago, so that's later. Power took a slight tick down. It is a 1.76, so not too shabby right there from Ian Happ, and we'll take, you know, it's again a very solid performance out of our ball club. Like, there's a reason we ended up with 97 wins this year. All right, next up, you know, we're trying to wrap through this, you know, quickly if, you know, if we can. Jordan Alvarez wins the AL MVP. We did have Trout finish in 3rd place behind Aaron Judge and Alvarez. Alvarez, 52 home runs and 118 RBIs and batted .298. Very good year. Juan Soto, I'm pretty sure he took home the Triple Crown this year. He absolutely just destroyed the National League. And I don't even think the Padres even in the playoffs. He was doing all this domination. I don't even think they made the playoffs. Cy Young goes to Shane McClanahan. We did have Reed Detmers up here, but Detmers, you know, like I mentioned, he just kind of tailored off near the end, unfortunately. Spencer Strider wins it for the National League. Batting title goes to Juan Soto, no surprise there. Aaron Judge wins the batting title, though, in the American League. Reliever of the year goes to Ryan Presley with 44 saves. I mean, Jordan Romano may have got it if his ERA is a little bit lower, but 1.48. I mean, this is where we need AJ Puck stuff to be at, man. Like, come on, Puck. Let's get these elite numbers out here. Brad Boxberger for the Cubs gets reliever of the year. Rookie of the year goes to Carlos Montalvo, Tampa Bay Ray. 17 home runs, 81 RBIs, batted .267. Josh Hurd for the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, these aren't guys we're going to end up knowing anyway. So, Hank Aaron Award ends up in Aaron Judge's hand. Mike Trout finishes runner-up. No shocker right here. Juan Soto with the National League. Max Fried ends up with the Gold Glove for the pitchers. And we're probably not going to flip through too much of these. We'll just kind of flip through the American League with this stuff because I don't know if we even got anybody up here, but, you know, we'll go ahead and flip through. And David Fletcher wins it for shortstop. You know, Fletcher wasn't like an everyday player, but hey. Not going to complain about it. Ian Happ in right field ends up in 3rd place, so he did get on the podium. Silver Slugger, Ohtani for DH, unfortunately, is not going to be able to beat out Giancarlo Stanton, who had 9 more home runs than Ohtani did. 41 home runs for Stanton. In fact, he's still getting it done at his older age, man. He's absolutely bombing it still for the New York. Alejandro Kirk is the winner. He wins his 2nd in 3 years. Yeah, Alejandro Kirk, man, doing his damn thing, man, because when we had him on our last franchise series, he definitely was not doing that. Back-to-back winners, though, for Vladimir Guerrero for the first baseman award. Surprised we're not seeing any of our guys. Okay, well, Devers pops up in 3rd. Jose Ramirez is a 3-time winner. Holy hell, man. Look at Ramirez batting over 300. He's holding strong under that, man. Got a 3-peat for that Silver Slugger. Man, I'm surprised we haven't seen really many of. Okay, there we go. So somebody's at least taking home some hardware for, you know, for batting. Mike Trout's going to get it for center fielders, but yeah, it looks like Trout so far and David Fletcher are the only 2 to actually take home any hardware, but yeah, I was right. Padres didn't even make the damn playoffs, so that Juan Soto did all that and it's pretty much in vain. I'm surprised, you know, they weren't able to make the playoffs here in this one, but you guys, that is going to do it for us here in this one. Next time out, we will be taking on the New York Yankees in the ALDS. See who advance. You know, to figure out, hey, hopefully, you know, we can make another good run, get back to the ALCS, and hopefully this time we actually can get to the World Series and not get knocked out. Once again, that's going to do it for me, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give me some feedback down in the comment section below if you guys want to continue to have these type of videos pop up. And make sure you guys hit that like button as well. If you guys have missed any other videos, playlist link in the description down below. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with this franchise series and our Diamond Dynasty live streams that we're doing. Playlist link for that also in the description below. I'm out till next time, everybody. I hope you guys stay safe out there. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Next time out, ALDS versus the New York Yankees. Let's get it. I'm out till next time, everybody. God bless and peace. Close it out, Future.
And it's the love from my fans got me still here.